All right, you've sent over a whole bunch of material on California, the Golden State. And our job today really is to pull out the key stuff, maybe some surprising facts, basically give you the fast track to knowing what California is really about, beyond the usual images.
Exactly, because look, everyone knows California by reputation, right? Sunshine, movies.
Sure.
But we're going to dig a bit deeper. Look at what makes it tick. Both the amazing appeal, some of which is unexpected, and also some pretty significant systemic challenges it faces.
Absolutely. And yeah, that Golden State name, we should definitely get into where that came from, because it's maybe not what people think and how it still kind of matters today.
It really does resonate.
So let's jump in. First off, just the basics, the sheer size. It's the most populous state in the U.S., right? Nearly 40 million people.
Yeah, about 39 million.
Ooh.
And the economy, it's staggering.
Oh.
It's the biggest state economy, obviously, but globally, it's the 5th largest.
Wow, 5th globally, bigger than entire countries.
Bigger than most countries, yeah. And what's fascinating isn't just the size, but how it generates that wealth. It's this unique mix.
Okay, like what?
Well, you've got the whole tech explosion in Silicon Valley, obviously. San Jose is really the heart of that. Then there's Hollywood, Los Angeles, setting trends for the whole world in entertainment.
Can't forget Hollywood.
No way.
Yeah.
And then something people maybe don't think about as much, the huge agriculture in the Central Valley. It feeds a lot of people. Plus, tourism is massive, and they're actually big players in renewable energy, too.
It's like this ecosystem almost, all these different engines working together.
That's a good way to put it, an ecosystem for innovation, maybe.
And you see that reflected in the big cities, right? They all have such distinct personalities. LA, yeah, Hollywood and beaches, but it's also just this sprawling hub for culture, media.
And San Francisco, totally different feel.
Yeah.
The Golden Gate Bridge, yes, but also all the tech startups packed onto those hills. Very dynamic.
Definitely. Then San Diego, beautiful coast, parks, but also a huge military presence.
Yeah.
And biotech's big there too.
Right. And San Jose, as we said, it really is ground zero for Silicon Valley tech.
So beyond the cities, though, the geography itself is just, wow.
Oh, absolutely. It's incredibly diverse. You've got the Sierra Nevada mountains, huge, majestic. That's where Lake Tahoe and Yosemite are.
Stunning places.
Yeah. Then miles and miles of Pacific coast, famous beaches like Malibu, Santa Monica.
The classic California postcard.
Exactly. But then you swing completely the other way. You've got the Mojave Desert, really stark, and Death Valley. Literally the hottest place in North America.
Wild contrast, mountains and deserts and beaches.
And forests. Don't forget the forests with the giant redwoods and sequoias, trees that are just ancient and enormous. It's a state of, well, extremes.
It really makes you think, how does one place contain all that? And the culture reflects that variety too, doesn't it? Like, surf culture is so Californian.
Definitely. Born on those beaches.
And the wine country, Napa, Sonoma, world famous, plus the huge theme parks, Disneyland, Universal Studios. It exports culture almost.
It does, which, brings us back to that nickname, the Golden State. Where did that actually come from?
Okay, yeah, the origin story.
Well, it's tied directly to history. California became a state in 1850, which was super fast, right after the gold rush kicked off in 1849.
The gold rush. Makes sense.
Exactly. Literal gold. Yeah. But what's interesting is how that gold fever mentality, that sense of opportunity and maybe high stakes risk, you can argue it kind of baked itself into the state's DNA. It resonates even today in tech and entertainment, these modern gold rushes.
That's a great point. So it's not just a historical footnote.
Not at all. It informs the ambition, I think.
Oh, okay, but here's where we maybe need to look at the other side, the flip side of the golden coin, perhaps, because it's not all sunshine and opportunity.
No, definitely not. For all its strengths, California faces some really serious hurdles, huge ones.
Such as?
Well, wildfires, for one. They become devastatingly frequent, especially, summer into fall. Climate patterns aren't helping there.
Seems like every year now.
Pretty much. Then there's the cost of living. It's incredibly high, especially housing in the big cities, LA, San Francisco.
Right.
It's astronomical for many people, driven partly by that same tech success, ironically.
Right. The boom creates pressure.
Exactly. And the other big one, you can't ignore it, is earthquakes. The state sits right on the San Andreas Fault. It's an active fault line, so the risk is always there. They do a lot with engineering and warnings, but it's a constant presence.
So summing this up for you listening, we've gone through this incredible diversity, right? The opportunities, the beauty, but also these really stark, persistent challenges.
And it raises a pretty fundamental question, I think. How does a place like California, with such intense contrasts, such extremes, how does it keep adapting? How does it manage to stay this global leader and this magnet for people from all over the world?
Yeah, what does it actually take to thrive with that level of complexity?
That's the question.
And maybe something for you to think about is, how does that unique mix, the amazing geography, the powerful economy, and these really significant problems, how does that interplay continue to shape California's future? And maybe, just maybe, influence what happens elsewhere. Lots to chew on there.
Definitely food for thought.
Indeed. We'll leave you with that until our next deep dive.